Allie. I'm so glad that you're here today. We have some very interesting topics to discuss.
I know, I'm so excited about just what happened at the World Series and go Giants! I mean, that's like our third World Series in how many years, girl?
5 years.
5 years. That's amazing. Go Giants! Aren't you glad you live in California right now?
Definitely.
Amazing. Oh, you're right.
Except for the props.
Exactly. All that's been showing up in our commercials and everything on the new. What was the new one that really popped out to us, Quincy?
The water, conserving water. So Prop 1 with $1 million being invested in a dam with what water? Where are we going to get that water?
Exactly.
I know, it's not really going to help. It's just storage of water. It's not like it's going to give us water.
And yet water is such a huge issue for California right now. We really need to conserve what water resources we have.
Speaking of government and water, what about the new restrictions they're putting on us if we go over the water limit the same water that we used last year, and then if you use more than that, you're fined.
Yeah. I had a recent experience with a couple of friends of mine that live in LA. They got fined $150.
And I interviewed a young man this week who had participated in the Ice Bucket Challenge, which was really popular last month, and he was also fined, and he really felt that his rights had been infringed upon.
Of course, yeah, because what happened to being able to use the water that we pay for however we want? I mean, that's a freedom that we...
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. We actually recently did a survey that was asking a question to our respondents what they felt how water should be constricted, and we have the results now.
69% of our respondents said no to the question, do you agree that the government should be allowed to control or restrict the personal usage of all water except drinking water? So it seems that the majority of our respondents felt that the government should not be allowed to restrict their personal usage of water.
Thank you so much, Rachel. Those graphs really illustrate how the public feels about this issue of the government constricting our usage of water. I'm really interested in another freedom of expression issue, though, which has come up in the news recently, and that's of high school students posting their different opinions of their teachers on social media, and in many cases they've been punished for it.
Yeah, you have to be careful not to offend anyone. Your professors have a lot of control over your grade.
But shouldn't students have a say in what they do with their own accounts? Like, no one can control what they do on their own account, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree, Quincy.
Yeah. Well, I recently went out onto the streets and did an interview with a girl at a local high school asking her what happened because she got failed for posting something on her media. Oh, it's really confusing, but let's see what the interview says and that will clear it all out. We're here with Stephanie, and she went through a situation in that she posted something on her Twitter, and the teacher somehow, about her teacher, and the teacher somehow found out about it, and he failed her. But I want to hear in your words, Stephanie, what happened?
So I was really discouraged with one of my teachers. He was really rude to me and other students, and I just simply went on my Twitter and I just vented about my day and how I didn't understand his way of teaching and how he was really just a really hard person to really go up to. So he didn't make me feel comfortable at all. So I just said that. Basically all I just said to you is what I wrote on my Twitter, and I had a lot of comments with people. They were relating to my situation, and then I found out that to this day I don't know what student it was, but they went ahead and showed my teacher my Twitter posts, and he acted as if nothing was happening until the end of the semester when I received my grade of an F. What? I know. So I just don't think that's fair. I think I should be able to have that voice, and I should be able to write whatever I please on my own personal media account. What baffles me is that I didn't use any profanity. I was really respectful with my words. So I guess it's just down to a matter of how that person is and how they react. And I really wish for other teachers to just not brush it off completely, but I wish he would have come up to me and told me. Of course. Instead of taking it out on my grade, because that's a different situation.
And shouldn't she be allowed to freely express, like she said, on her own media accounts and not have to worry about the teacher getting ticked about his own person instead of being professional? What happened to being professional and letting you? So, thank you so much, Stephanie, for sharing that with us.
She really took a stand for her freedom. Let's see what the other people said on our survey for a question very similar to this.
49% of our respondents said yes to the question, do you agree that students should be able to express their like or dislike of a teacher on social media like Facebook or Twitter? without any consequences from school authorities, while 41% of our respondents said no. According to our results, most of the respondents felt that students should be able to express their feelings on social media without punishment, but a significant amount of our respondents felt students should not be able to.
So speaking about schools and teachers, what do you think about the controversy on teachers being allowed to use profanity in class?
Well, I think that teachers should be so careful not to influence the young minds of their students by being unprofessional and vulgar in their classrooms.
Girl, you just gotta chill, you know? Teachers should be allowed to say whatever they want because they're just trying to get a strong, reach us emotionally and really reach out to the students, and they're trying to get an issue across, that's really vulgar, then they need to use vulgar words,
Well, I wonder what our survey says about this.
Let's find out.
49% of our respondents said no to the question, should a college teacher be allowed to use profanity in their class, while around 46% of our respondents said yes. According to our results, most of the respondents felt that teachers should not be able to use profanity in their classrooms, but a significant amount of respondents felt that they should be able to use profanity in their classrooms.
This reminds me of another issue involving teachers. Should the government be able to restrict the clothing of teachers within the classroom?
Rachel, I think they definitely should. Teachers are role models. Their students are looking up to them to be an example. And they also need to respect their fellow teachers who they're working with, the principal, even parents. They don't want to offend anyone or be unprofessional. It's very important that the teachers have a standard and need to be modest.
But shouldn't the teachers be allowed to express themselves through the way that they dress without the government setting restrictions on them and taking away that freedom?
Honey, you need to cover up and put your jacket on.
No.
Those are both really good points. Let's see what the people had to say.
61% of our respondents said yes to the question, do you agree that the government should be able to restrict the use of revealing clothing of teachers within the classroom? From our results, it seems that the majority of our respondents felt that the government should be able to restrict the revealing clothing of teachers within the classroom.
I really think that freedom of expression is a really big issue for people.
Yeah, it's in our everyday aspects of our lives.
Yeah, you guys are so on top of it. That is so true for our lives.
Well, that's all that we have time for today on The Valley. Thank you so much for joining us, and we hope to see you next week.